Alright, so we got the snowmobile in here. There's the off-road lawnmower right there, and the log splitter. They're all in here. The truck is backed out. The car is in. I cleaned up this whole area. So you got it all nice and clean, ready to work. You got it sweeped out. That place is clean. That was just piled with junk. Anyway, we're gonna move the sled up here, and I guess we're gonna start working on it. Alright, so you can see that I'm making some progress here. Took the exhaust off. Alright, so I got the coolant cover, I guess you would call it, or not actually really sure what you would call it, but you can see there's just 3 individual heads here. So there's a little bit of coolant there. Actually went snowmobiling today and it's still warm. So I gotta wipe all that coolant out, and then you take each head off and clean it, clean the surface of the piston. Just take a clean rag and just wipe all the coolant out of there. Not gonna like take parts cleaner or anything to it, so just gonna wipe it down. But you can still see there's a little bit of coolant in there. It's pretty cool. Green. You can see I got 2 heads off here. The other one I already took off, cleaned, and put back on. I don't know why. I just kind of... I thought I was going to do them one at a time, but... Hey, you can see, it really is not that much carbon buildup at all. It's just, like, burnt oil right there. See, that one's clean. But... that's pretty good. Like I said, this thing only has over 3,300 miles on it, so I wasn't expecting a huge amount of carbon, but this isn't really even carbon, it's just like oil. So, I mean, you can see how easy this comes off. Just kind of smudges. Oh, there's still ice falling off of the track. Yeah, I'm going to clean this one up, and then we'll put all the heads back on. Now, where the real carbon is on the piston. You actually see that's carbon in there, not like on the head, but I cleaned that up as much as I could. The middle cylinder is always going to be the one with the most carbon, but this was just full carbon right here. This is like about as much as I could get it. See, that one's a little bit more. See, I'm going to try and do that one a little bit more, and then we'll get these heads back on there. So now that I have the heads back on there, you see I'm starting to move stuff over, like this coolant hose and everything. Fuel line, I can't get it off on this side. That's really on there. Even put on a pair of pliers on here and tried to pull it off, it won't come off. And yes, I did take the clamp off. But I think I'm going to take each one of these little choke throttle, choke body, not choke body, this is a throttle body, but there's a little piston in there that it's the choke. So anyway, this screws off. Take all those off, and pretty sure they're all the same, so I don't think I need to mark them. Then I'll put them in a bag with a paper towel with the cords sticking out like this. And then I think I'll take the throttle bodies off. These should just be like hand tight. They're not on there very good. Otherwise you can just take like a pipe wrench or something. They shouldn't be on there too tight. And then actually I need to figure out how to get this airbox off. You can see there's one screw inside there, right there. And there's screws over there on that side by the torque converter. I don't know if there's any in the back. Probably not, because it's almost impossible to get to those. I don't see anything back there. So I think I just need to, take like this regulator or whatever it is off. I don't even know what that is. but I know they're expensive, so. I'm not going to do anything with the brake line, that's not in the way. Yeah, pretty much just need to take this off and take off those 3 screws, and I think I should be good. Whole airbox should come off. Should come back a little bit and then just pull off, and then I can get, I have more room to get to these 3 carbs. But if I don't, I'll find another way to get it off. I'll find out how to get it off. But it should be fairly simple. I'm not sure how, but so yeah, I'm gonna get all this stuff off, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I'm really surprised how easy this airbox came off. You can see I got it off. Either the 3 holes. Basically what I had to do was, of course, set in there like that. These little breather tubes hooked up to there. And then there, like I said, there was 1 screw on that side and 2 on that side that went through this plate and this plate. And then basically I just pulled forward like this, kind of down, and then it just popped off, and then I could just pull it out. And then yeah, it's a little dirty in there. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, so back out here this morning. You see, this morning here. It's like 8 o'clock. Got up at 7:30. Had the carburetors and all the openings covered up. Put the spark plugs in the holes. But now, I think we can try get at least one of these carbs off and start rebuilding them. Alright, so you can see I got the first carb off. Don't want to move it too much, but I couldn't really get the choke mechanism out of there. I unscrewed that little nut, but it won't come out because there's a spring and a little piston in there. But I just ended up taking this whole throttle thing off. It just stuck through that hole, obviously, and then there's this nut and this washer was on there. And then there's a pin. The pin is actually on a nail. Anyway, the pin went through there. The pin went through there, like that. What I did was I stuck a nail through there, and then on the other side with a pair of pliers, I just pulled out, and it came right out. And then I unscrewed the nut. But yeah, I'm gonna take those 2 off, and I'm gonna bring these over to the bench, and then I'm gonna try and take them apart and rebuild them, or at least just clean them. I don't have a rebuild kit, so I'm gonna use what I can. Alright, so I got all 3 carbs off, and I'm starting to clean the inside of this too, a little bit. Dirt that's built up over the years, but I'm ready to assemble this carb. It's all taken apart, all clean. It's sitting in some gasoline and some other gasoline right there. And all the parts are kind of clean them with a little bit of steel wool. This one has actually got a lot of gunk in there I gotta clean out. You got all these little parts, all these little springs and everything over here. Spring goes on here, this spring goes on there. This goes right under the needle and seat, like that. And then the bowl is all clean. You can see in there. Oh, Kirby wants in. Alright, so this carb is fully rebuilt, put back together. I'm starting on the middle one now. And I looked at this carb, and the big jet is 5 turns out from bottomed out, and the small one is just 1.5 turns. So I can set that for all of them, and then I can tweak them if I need to. See, that one's the dirtiest because it's closest to the belt. You can see that. It sits right there, so it gets all the rubber little crap, so that one's gonna be, I mean, it's not like it's hard to get off. I can almost rub that off with my finger. See that? Wow. But yeah, this one's done, all nice and clean inside. Put a little bit of WD-40 on there just to start it, so when I put the throttle body and throttle piston or whatever you want to call it in, it's nice and smooth. Yeah, I'm gonna start on this one. Alright, so I got the smaller parts in the float bowl and the gasoline here, and I got the whole carb body sitting in there. They've been sitting in there for a good amount of time. I'm gonna take them out and clean them or get all the gasoline off the parts, take any crap off that I have to, and then put it back together. And then we have to do it again for that one. And I'm really working on cleaning the inside of this thing. You can see I'm really getting it nice and cleaned up in there. Cleaned up this thing. I still gotta do that side. That one's pretty dirty over on that side. You see all that dirt down there. But yeah, this engine mount right there, it's all clean. I even cleaned, you know, on the inside here where all that belt is, belt rubber stuff. I can't really clean with this driven pulley in the way. But, so I got this whole underbelly, all this cleaned up, just plastic. And while I'm waiting for the other carburetor for that stuff to soak in, I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so while I have the third and last carburetor sitting in there, all those things, you can see, already got done doing this side. It's all nice and clean. Like I said, all this. I also did the front as best as I could, get that all nice and clean, looking nice. I've also cleaned out this side. There's a bunch of crap sitting in the bottom here. I still got to do a little bit more, as you can see there's some stuff there, but I also took wire brush and my Black & Decker drill and kind of just brush down all this aluminum, make it look nicer instead of that kind of corrosion it has on it, instead of that rust that steel gets. So, and I'm also gonna get Rust-Oleum high heat paint that are for like grills and stuff, and I'll paint the exhaust because it goes up to 1200 degrees. So get that, paint the exhaust. Rest of the exhaust is sitting over there. But yeah, I'm gonna let the garage air out here for a second. It's kind of smell like gas fumes from cleaning these carburetors. But yep, we'll wait for those to sit just a little bit more, and then we can start reassembling everything. Alright, so I got the airbox open here. I haven't cleaned it or anything. You can see it is pretty dirty in here. And just look at that. And then in here, look at that. I gotta clean all this out. This is okay. It's kind of falling apart right here. It's like perfect over there though. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this out and I'll get back to you. Alright, so I got way ahead of myself here. Let's see. I put the carbs in. I put the throttle body and everything on there. I put all these little breather tubes on. I put the airbox on. I put the regulator or whatever that is on. I put the belt back on actually because I forgot why I took it off. Oh yeah, because I was trying to get to something in here. But I got the exhaust back on. That's all good. Got the choke back in place. I gotta cut that, but I just put that there just to hold it kind of away from this. But yeah, you need a new one of these. It's one of the reasons why there's a bunch of crap in the airbox. But yeah, I also got the hood nice and on there because I had to support it with this strapped to my up there. I had to support it with that because that connects to the exhaust. So, and I took the exhaust off, and it's a lot easier to take off that screw than deal with that big mess right there. But yeah, it's pretty much done. I had to drain a little bit of antifreeze, so I need to get some more of that before I run it. And then this thing hopefully will start and run good. Alright, so I just finished putting the antifreeze that I drained out. Just put that in there. Get that back on. So yeah, pretty sure this thing is ready. I'm gonna put the dollies back on. I'm gonna roll it out, open the garage door, and we'll see if it starts.